Hello, this is Scott Richardson. The purpose of this video is for a jury of my peers to see the state and the lack of security on this site, and that it ultimately has been abandoned for 17 years. So I wish to just take you around and show you exactly what this site is. So here we are now, walking on off of the, as you can see over there, that's Harper Lane. So we're just walking along the footpath. So here we are. This is an old zebra crossing, but the footpath that goes around the corner there goes again onto the road, and this is where it leads up here. Now I'm pretty sure that this field is obviously the football field, and all of that over there is all public woodland and playing fields, and I'm pretty certain that the map will show that all comes out onto Harper Lane, I think. So yeah, with the blade of grass, it's roughly about there, yeah. So it is all sort of, yeah, okay. Right, should we go back the other way? It's rather large, isn't it? Mind your feet, mate, it's quite bumpy. Careful, because there's lots of nails. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the raised floor?
Yeah.
It's rocky, you just put your foot through it. So I wouldn't go in there. Careful, great big screw there. Do you want to? Huh?
Oh, right. Just open that.
It just would have been better just to go into a room upstairs because it's daylight, so you can see just the state of them.
Right.
Oh, I definitely ain't trusting that floor.
This window is looking out to the west of the complex. towards probably a shared access path. There's a bridleway a couple of 100 yards coming into the site. There's another footpath coming into the site from this easterly direction. We being somewhere over in these buildings here.
Okay.
We've just passed the playing ground with the 2 cricket pavilions in this area.
Okay. Alright, lovely. Watch your step, mate. What's that screw? Yeah, see, look, there's a footpath over there that goes the opposite side of the pavilion, where the cricket field was. Floor's a bit dodgy in there. Oh look, you can see the main road from here, look. See it?
Was that the motorway?
Yeah, I think that's the end of Harper Lane where it does go up to the motorway, yeah, so it's all fields, look, it's all...
So this would be where the farm was at the back.
Yeah.
Attached to the hospital, where the inmates were.
Oh, I wasn't aware there was a farm over it. No, I didn't know that.
That was the whole idea. It was called a community, and the 1,500 inmates were almost self-sufficient. That was the idea, particularly before it was taken over by the NHS.
Oh, okay.
So they grew their own.
Must admit, it's very eerie, isn't it? It's got that, you know.
I don't know. I mean, I think it had a quite nice atmosphere. It feels to me. I think it was a nice for its day. I mean, the mayor's been abused because, of course, the people were vulnerable. But the principal part was as good or as better as things that are happening to people with who have got mental sickness and mental illness today.
See you walk up there.
Which arguably are more abandoned.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about the language. Didn't mean that. Got a bit startled then. And I mean, here's the interesting part, and that is that you can see where it's all overgrown there, but you look at the path.
It's beaten, isn't it? You can see that people do walk around here a lot. Well, consider it a keep path open.
Let me see, I can't really see a lot, but you see what you need to see.
Toilet block. At the bottom here. Thanks very much for bringing me here. It's absolutely... Well, it's out of a different time and a different era. And in a sense, although it was rather institutional, the care, the termination care, is considerable, really considerable. And this is by Hertfordshire County Council, not national government. This is local government who cares enough to do this. And they were self-sufficient, so very likely not nearly so much of a cost as people would think. In principle, probably, run well and could be self-sufficient, and therefore not a charge on the taxpayer. People dignity, the best.
Bloody hell, look at that. Jesus.
Roof's open to the elements.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. That is just...
The NHS, the Department, the Minister for Education, well, his managers are trying to claim that this place is not abandoned.
Oh no. I mean, you know, it's not just that. You know, it's that you go on, if you go onto YouTube and type this place in, the amount of kids that come in here. And I saw something on the news not so long ago where I think they it was either some squatters or something. They found a dead body where it got trapped in something or other, and they obviously it couldn't, he or she couldn't get out. I mean, it's unfortunate. Did you bring your torch with you?
I forgot to bring it.
Oh, you did. Oh, it's unfortunate because if you think above here is bad, you want to see the tunnels. They literally, wherever you see a path, that's where they run, but they're sort of 4 foot by 6 maybe? 4 foot by 6.
Right.
But it's the, it's the potential asbestos down there. That's the problem. Well, I'd say that. I mean, it's potential up here, but...
Well, presumably, I mean, it would be a light asbestos problem. It would be something that could be addressed, and should have been addressed a long, long time ago, when it was abandoned. When it became clear that asbestos would, then they could have made good the site, and therefore it wouldn't be a hazard. Therefore,
it's interesting that when I just actually clocked on what you said about the farm.
About the what?
The farm.
Yeah.
There is a farm.
Farm buildings.
Farm buildings,
yes,
yeah.
I saw some on websites.
It's right over at the back.
Yeah, well, as far as I've gathered, we've really only covered about half of the area of the... I think there's a lot more to the west, isn't there? Couple.
Yeah, I mean...
Somewhere over there, I think.
Yeah.
There is more, isn't there?
I'll show you that in a minute. Because it's my understanding that back over there, about 3 or 4 years ago, there were some more buildings like this, but not as many. But they'd already flattened that. Very well recently, about a couple of years ago, they flattened it and they put a new build on there, which you'll see shortly.
Ah. Right.
but there's still abandoned buildings up there.
Right. I mean, the point being about the footpath coming onto here is that obviously this is not only public land and abandoned public buildings, public property, but also there's not only a couple of roads on the site, but one of which we use, but also 3 public footpaths, 1 bridleway, public bridleway in at the back, so you can bring horses in here, as well as it actually being public land, plus a couple of shared access paths which would have some public element to access the site essentially from at least 5 different directions publicly, and then the actual site itself is publicly owned. So the point being here is that you cannot reasonably be alleged to be trespassing on public property. So the first error that the prosecution have made, in my view, is to allege burglary, because burglary requires theft and trespass. Very evidently, this isn't trespass.
Here, sorry to interrupt, here, that's where we came up from earlier. So down the bottom there is where we came. So if I take you back the other way, see, look at that, even that gate's not even locked. And it's just someone just dumped a load of rubbish in there.
Yeah. They don't care, do they?
I mean, you know the sofa
Yeah.
that I took from here. It was actually in one of these garages. I think it was that one there actually. It was just
Right.
just in there. But I mean, it was a shame because
Liberation.
yeah,
It's recycled.
yeah, recycled.
After 16 years of abandonment by public servants. Public management.
And here, where we're coming up to now, this, you'll see it in a second. There is a main. This is the main drag through the entire site.
Right.
And where that car's coming from in front of us, that's all the new build, the new part.
Right.
Where I think it's mental health still. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, it calls itself hospital at the front.
Yeah.
This part is being used.
I mean, here's something I want to show you, as well as the jury, because because that was my whole point in finding the person in charge, because they're actually, you see, these are really freshly derelict, these ones, they're very fresh, but they're actually clearing out all of the furniture and putting them in the skips that they're paying to get rid of.
Right.
You know, and in fact,
after 16 years of having
and I will
not cleared them.
And actually, I'll tell you what, you know, just for the humour element behind it,
well,
I will actually.
This case, looked at a distance, is funny. Up close, it hasn't been funny for you at all, has it?
No. But I'm actually climbing up to the skip. What a surprise. All furniture. Yep.
The public will be paying for to have that removed, presumably.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is that I would have, you know, when it first came out, before they started smashing it up to get it in the skip, I could have actually probably paid them for it.
Right.
Because I know people that buy furniture, you know, it's all part of business, isn't it? If someone's getting rid of something,
Yeah.
you give them a few quid, save them paying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I can sell it on, it's business.
It's not business, it's good ethically. Recycling it rather than throwing it into landfill.
So this now is the new build on the right. All this is brand new.
Right. Is it brand new? I think this has been refurbished.
No, it's brand new. This one maybe not, but the others definitely.
It's been refurbished, which is good. That's of course what one thinks.
And now that you mentioned the farm is actually up here. I believe, I can't remember what it's called, but it's actually as you go up here to the left, there's a privately owned farm at the top, which would obviously then indicate that this entire road going right to the front of the site,
Yeah.
the entire road is a public road. And obviously, look, they've taken advantage in using it as car park.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough, you know, fair enough.
Well, I believe the site that the person holding it in trust for the public is the Secretaries of State for the NHS. So the site is theirs, but of course it's not their personal property. They are trustees in the interests of the public. And who represents the public? Well, ultimately, it's the jury, actually, that represents the public.
Yeah.
And it's the jury who decides.
So you can see all this is brand new. I mean, I personally just think it's crazy because, you know, common sense point of view, the health and safety aspect here is just diabolical. It really is. And I don't say that from my point of view, I say that for the kids that come on here, which is obviously evident by YouTube. And
Yeah.
some of them, this is the crazy part, some of my fellow urban explorers, some of them actually, in their videos, they're wearing face masks, like, you know, dust masks.
Yeah.
So if they're like kids as young as, say, 15, 16, if they know that there's a hazard in there that's sort of airborne or could be airborne, then that just goes to show, really.
Well, I suppose they might be wearing also from the point of view of anonymity, because they people are being so unreasonable and fierce.
Oh no, it says at the bottom of he says who he is and his YouTube channel and everything, so it's not because of that. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, but youngsters nowadays, they have all these sort of bandanas and balaclavas and stuff like that they put over their faces. Just think how many houses you could put on here.
Well, and also, I mean, they could have licensed these houses out 16 years ago. There's a huge housing crisis in London. There are homeless, and of course, I mean, one of the reasons why they're being fierce is to try and stop squatters. But they should have, the way to stop squatting is to actually license people to come and actually live here, and then the properties are cared for.
Yeah.
And one can even get, you know, a certain element of rent, rather than leaving it abandoned to become a health hazard, danger, at which point you've got to have employ security very sporadically to give the impression that the Secretary of State for the Health is actually concerned about the hazard and therefore can avoid liability for anyone who does injure themselves on this public site.
Mm.
So the lack of due diligence here from the point of view of health and safety is very obvious. And who's been having to pay for that for the last 16 years? Unreasonably, the public. And in the matter of